This is the walkthrough video for the 2015 Forest River FR3 30DS. So just start with the side camera there that is blinker activated. Just inside the entry door, we have the battery connect and disconnect here. They extend and retract for the awning and the power step, the entrance step button. The keys on the step, the small key is for the first lock on the door, the handle, and then the big one is the deadbolt that goes on that side. There's the forward ignition key, and then the storage compartment keys, which I'm sure you've seen before. The flat side of the key goes on the bubble side of the lock. So as I mentioned, the house batteries are located in this first compartment. I'll just show you. The TV, I will run the generator to turn on all the TVs. So they have a coax cable here for a portable satellite, park cable connection, and a outlet to the GFIs in the bathroom, and just a little cutout to bring wiring up through that hole there. So the back end of the water heater, it is in normal use at the moment, and you have your water pump, your water lines. We can see the fresh tank with the overflow hose there. That's the thicker one. The low point drain is straight down here. You can see just the bottom of the blue lines right up there. So, the water heater, furnace, fridge. The gas technician put the certification in the back end of the fridge there. So just a storage compartment. You can see the underside of the black tank in there. This is your pass-through. The bunk ladders buckled in at the top. Come around. For exterior maintenance, it should be washed once a month, and seals should be inspected twice a year. So we usually do spring and fall with winterizing and dewinterizing. There's a 5,000-pound hitch on the back with a 7-pin connector. So then we have the cables here. So your shore power cable with your 30 amp, which is plugged in here. So I couldn't find it. So this is plugged in for the generator at the moment. So that way when we run the generator inside, it will run power to the motorhome. And when you disconnect it, you'll plug it into your shore power outside at your campground or what have you. We have a adapter here, 30 down to 15. That's the converter for the 12-volt system. Another park cable connection. Gas fill on the driver's side. You have your outside shower, your city water, your surged water, and then your freshwater tank fill. Just a small light. Black and gray poles are there. This is for you to bring your water hose up through it so you can lock it inside. And the sewer hose connects just under the body there. So just the water filter is inside this compartment. The generator I'll run from inside. The leveling jack panel, the leveling jack pumps are just inside this cover here. And the propane tank. There we go. Head inside and turn it on for the levelers. Then so we can run the levelers. Thinking about it. So I'm going to give it a good press to turn it on. So the light flashing right now is letting us know where the low point is. We don't like to use auto level in gravel, just our personal preference. Sometimes it has a tendency to lift the tires off the ground, which is deemed unsafe. So you would retract them all and then put it down in manual. So I will show you manual mode. Just down this list, if there's low voltage, you'd have to run the engine, which we are. Engage parking brake. The parking brake is on at the moment. And excess angle, this would be, the jacks wouldn't want to go down if the angle was too steep. So I'm going to do manual mode. And then you press and hold the jacks to operate them down in pairs. So you press and hold front until they touch. We'll feel the movement. There we go. And then the rear. We can go take a look. The jacks, they need to be down before the slides go out. So you can see the slides are in. And you want to make sure that there's no power cords or anything running underneath the foot pads that would sear if you were putting the jacks down. Okay, so the jacks are down. So we can just do retract all, and we're going to feel the shifting down. So just always make sure that there's no power cords running underneath the jack foot pads. If you're doing the auto level, try not to have any movement around the outside of the coach when it's throwing the sensors out. So that's it for retracting. But always have the engine running and the slides in before you put the jacks down. The slides are in when they are retracted as well. Okay, so those are the jacks. Let's turn them off. So, just opening the door again. Just inside the entry door, the bunk control is right here. The storage compartment key is the lock for the bunk. So it's in the on position. You just hold lower or hold raise, depending on if it's going up or down, just as you saw here. This is the black box for the antenna. So that's the power supply for the TV antenna. The green. Just get a little. The TVs run on 110, so we have to run the generator for those. Microwave stovetop's pretty easy. Just put it to high or light here, and then spark it when the propane is open. Fridge will be the same as your trailers. Press it on, leave it on auto. The control panel is in the bathroom area, so you have your level indicators. Propane, battery, fresh black and gray are all empty. The battery is reading as full. The water heater switch here, the tank heater, so that's the Arctic package. It sets itself, like you can turn it on around 10 degrees Celsius. It will turn on as it needs to and off once it's warmed up, and it's rated for around -10. So it's just kind of how comfortable you feel. That's the tank heaters on the holding tanks and not the lines, the plumbing lines in between. The water pump to bring water up from the freshwater tank, the generator, and then the 2 slides. So we can, here, we'll just pop these slides out. do have the accessories on the dinette right now. It's just the water pressure regulator, the new sewer hose, and the new water hose is beside it. The bed. Run the generator. Just make sure that you have more than a quarter tank of gas for the generator and that the battery connect is on at the entry door. It is a new hour meter for the generator because there was actually a screw in the line for the other one and it increased the meter. She said that it wasn't used very frequently, but it runs very well. And it is plugged in outside. We heard the battery, or the microwave beep, so we know that there's power running to it, and we can start running the AC. The thermostat is just on the wall beside the control panel. So mode cycles through fan first, and then AC. You have your up and down arrows for the temperature. After that, it's furnace. Get ducted there. So it's furnace, and then off. So take a minute for the air to cycle through. Turn the TVs on. The breaker and fuse panel is at the across from the foot of the bed here. And then, so as mentioned, the GFI is in the bathroom. We've got the TVs on. Every time you go to a new location, you need to scan for channels. So you go to menu, auto scan. I'm just pressing source. Here, scan all channels. So it's the same for all the TVs. There's bedroom, and then outside.
Let me see if I understand this. On second thought.
So just turn the generator off. And then to the cab area. So we have this radio. So this controls the speaker settings. So go outside.
Every weekday, listen for keywords every 2 hours starting at 7.
Okay, so in the center, turns both speakers off. Living room. And then this is the power switch for the radio. So I'm just going to press the home button. We've got the grid here. The ignition needs to be on for the cameras to come on. But there's a Sirius XM app. I believe you need the tuner and antenna installed to make that function work. Or otherwise, you can use the Bluetooth setting on your phone, so you can play Spotify or Sirius XM from your phone if you have that. Pandora is another music app as well. USB, so the USB port is here, and then telephone for Bluetooth calling. This is the microphone for Bluetooth calling here. Right, and then settings just for brightness and stuff like that. The power shade is this shade switch, so down. Through your nighttime privacy. LED lights are for outside. And then the fog lights as well. So you need the ignition for those. You have like little 12-volt power plugs here, and then your climate controls, another 12-volt plug. All right. So pull-out drawer. Yeah, it's basically cup holder, leveling jacks. The battery boost is to start the engine up using the house batteries if the engine battery has gone flat. So you'd want to make sure that your house batteries are full, and if not, run your generator for a little bit to charge them up. Headlights, dash light, parking brake, and you pull the parking brake release to release it. Smoke detector is in the ceiling. Carbon monoxide detector is down on the floor there. And that's about everything. Just roof vent. And the TV antenna, you can spin it around to try to get a better signal. And that's it. If you have any questions, please just reach out and let us know.